Okay, we finally get to do our first transfiguration class.
I heard Professor Weasley transfigured the book with all her test answers into an owl to stop students from cheating.
Taking owls a bit too literally, if you ask me.
Hello, Gareth. So, has your aunt been taking it a bit easier on you lately?
Unfortunately, no. In fact, a few days ago, she gave me a detention. I was only testing a new recipe in a mostly empty classroom, and the fire was put out quick enough.
If you're setting things on fire, then perhaps you ought to rethink your choices.
That's exactly what Aunt Matilda said. Can't let the doubters sway me. When they taste my latest brew, they'll forget their criticisms and the fires. It'll be bigger than butterbeer. Oh, that gives me an idea. Better write it down. Best of luck to you.
Settle down, settle down. Transfiguration, as you may be weary of hearing me say, is an exact science that can take a lifetime to master. But we needn't be daunted. Almost anything can be transformed if you can just perceive the potential within it. As I see in all of you, tremendous witches and wizards, every one of you. Or it could just be my eyesight. Now, you all know what to do.
Well, actually, I don't. This is my first class. I've never been here before. That was good. That was like an actual class, almost. I have questions about transfiguration when you turn objects into animals, or vice versa. Like, that book was originally a book, right? So when it turns into an owl, does it have the life of an owl for those few minutes that it was an owl, and then it ceases to exist, as in dying, when you change it back to a book? Which seems horribly cruel if that is the case. Or is it like just a vessel and has no feelings, no thoughts? It just it's just a pretense. It just pretends that it's an owl. Like, it looks like an owl, moves like an owl, but it's just like a dead void inside. Which is interesting because, like, Malfoy was turned into a ferret, but I can't remember if he ever spoke about what it was like being a ferret. This has horrible implications. So it turned a glass marble or something into a butterfly, or no, a moth.
Beautifully done.
Well, I mean, well, I guess that's as close as we're ever going to get to a class. So disappointing.
You wanted to discuss my progress so far this term, Professor.
I did. You seem to have had no trouble in getting up to speed. And frankly, excelling in your schoolwork this year.
What do you mean? We haven't done any!
I'm glad to hear it. I'm not certain I needed all the extra assignments.
And I'm certain you would not have been as successful without them. Now, it seems you've been making excellent use of the opportunities presented by your field guide. Of course, the guide isn't the only measure of success. I've heard that you were able to grow a venomous tentacula. Growing such a magical plant is an accomplishment of which you can be quite proud.
Thank you, Professor.
I will say I'm especially impressed with all you've accomplished in light of the rumors of your extracurricular activities. Was your extended conversation with Mr. Ollivander after you'd obtained your wand, or subsequent search of the owlery, connected in any way to Professor Fig?
I mean, that happened like a million years ago. Well, you know, if I didn't do my extracurricular activities, then I wouldn't have been able to do any of these extra assignments that you gave me that apparently made me good at school. You know, go out into the Forbidden Forest because homework. Go duel a bunch of dark wizards because homework. Go fight spiders because homework. Yeah, there's definite Ludo narrative dissonance going on here, where they say I'm good at schoolwork, where we haven't done any schoolwork. We go to one class and we learn the spell immediately. Then we might get a montage at a later date, which would then give us another spell. It's like, why choose this? Why not? Were they afraid? Like, did the people in charge, were they just like afraid that people would just be bored? Like, why set it at Hogwarts then? If you're not going to give us the school experience you kind of expect from the franchise, from the stories, from being at Hogwarts, then why set it at Hogwarts? Why are we not just an aura in the wizarding world then? Why are we just here for set dressing and just going around battling people all the time? It's just combat. This is a combat game. And that is disappointing. It's not a bad game. Like, I am enjoying the game thoroughly. It's just... You just see these moments where it could be so much more. And it's just shallow. You don't know who your character is. You don't know about the parents. She seems to know everything about... Well, not everything. But she seems to know enough about the wizarding world that she's not surprised by spells or things going on. So it kind of hints that I guess her parents were witches or wizards, or at least one of them was. Because of that? But then they don't... We have no contact with them. They don't send... Our parents don't send us owls. And our friends, you know, the people we've made along the way, Natty, Sebastian, Poppy. We talk about their families and they talk about us and our families. Even Adelaide talks about her uncle and stuff with us. No one ever asks us about our family. It's so weird. Like, it doesn't feel like we exist in our own story. Other than, oh yeah, go do this trial and kill copious amounts of dark wizards and poachers and whatnot. Yeah, we'll kill all the poachers, but then we'll go capture a bunch of magical creatures just living their lives, and then we sell them. Like, Ludo narrative dissonance is used a lot in games. Probably excessively to a point where it doesn't always... It's not always true. But this is like the prime example of it. She says we're doing well at schoolwork when we've done none. We barely go to any class. Like, we've been here, it's like November, December. I'm assuming it's December, but there's no Christmas decorations yet. And we've done like maybe a couple of classes per each. We've done, I think we did one divination class. It's weird too, because the divination class and the magical beasts class, they gave us spells which have nothing to do with their classes. Like, can't we just, like, Transfiguration, can't we just spend a few minutes doing a few things with Transfiguration? Like, transfigure, I don't know, 3 teacups into, or the other way around. Transfigure, like, 3 mice or rats or whatever into 3 teacups. And you learn maybe level 1 Transfiguration. Or do it like Elohimora, except without the crappy minigame. Then you get level 1 Transfiguration. So you can transfigure certain objects. And then you go, like, books into owls, like she did. Books into owls or whatever. And you have to do that 3 or 4 times in the class. And have some interaction with your classmates. Have a, talk about them. We sit next to Natty. Like, let's have us talk to Natty a little bit about it. And then have some friends in our common room. Go to our common room and discuss events of the day or whatever. Have, like, daytime. Have, like, mornings be classes. And then afternoon, like, clubs or something. Or evenings, clubs. So you get to choose, maybe. You have the day and afternoon for classes, maybe. Like, 1 class in the morning, 1 class in the afternoon. And then evenings, you can even go to school clubs. And learn things like, if they had Quidditch, then Quidditch. And then in the evenings, did I say evenings? So mornings and afternoons, yeah, evenings you could choose between school clubs or going out of grounds. And going into the Forbidden Forest and doing those things. Like, really cut back on the insane amount of collectibles you have. Like, I've collected all the Merlin Trials. They're still covering the map. Why? Why is that a thing? They don't give you anything else. You don't get experience for doing the ones that are still left on the map. Why are they there? It's so pointless. Yeah, cut back on the collectibles. Cut back on all the combat. And I think it would be a better experience. The combat's fun, but, like, that shouldn't be what the whole thing is. Like, Harry Potter, like, you had some combat in those storylines, but he was a student. So he wasn't supposed to fight everybody. And most of the books had mystery. They were mostly about mystery. Mystery about what was the object that everyone was guarding, the Philosopher's Stone, and then trying to find out what that was, what the Philosopher's Stone was, try and find out who was after it, and then in the end trying to protect it. And then Chamber of Secrets. You hear about the Chamber of Secrets. What is the Chamber of Secrets? Who is the heir? Where is it? What is the creature? And then then Prisoner of Azkaban's like, who is Sirius Black? What's his involvement with Harry? Where is he? Is he coming after us? And then you've got things like the Goblet of Fire, trying to do those clues, like who put Harry's name in the Goblet of Fire. It's like there's always these mysteries. And there's a little bit of mystery in this, like what is the ancient magic and what is Ranrock digging for? But the mystery doesn't seem to be the focus, and I feel like it should be the focus. Mystery should be the focus, combat should be like secondary or auxiliary. Yeah, I feel like the game started off really well, but as the game progresses, the actual student experience feels very hollow and shallow, and like maybe they'll get it right for the second one, but it feels like a bit of a waste. Hopefully, if they make a sequel, that they will focus a lot more on the schooling and par down the collectibles and the combat. Not the actual combat mechanics, but the amount of combat that you do. I think it's about time that we tell Professor Weasley what's going on.
Professor Fig has encouraged me to explore when I can, in an effort to complete my field guide.
I see. I admire your penchant for learning, but do remember that your classwork and field guide are designed to educate you thoroughly. It'll be the end of the year in no time, and you'll want to be well prepared for your OWLs. I'll provide a final assessment at that time to ensure that you're ready for your exams. Until then, well done. You are dismissed.
I mean, at this point, I'm not confident that we're even going to do our owls. It'll probably just be a montage. Or they might just skip over it completely, and you'll just go in, and they'll say, "Oh, you did so well at your owls." So, did I do my owls?
Something dawned on me about the triptych. Meet me at the Overlook, just north of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll explain.
My plan with the helmet failed, but I have another idea. I think we may be able to find what we need at a goblin mine south of Hogwarts. Meet me there, and bring someone who speaks gobbledygook.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
And no, I'm not going to stop being bitter about the lack of classes.
So frustrating. You wanted to speak with me, Mother?
I had hoped to speak with you alone, Natsai.
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
You know what it was, Natsai.
I am allowed to leave the castle. I am always careful, Mother.
Careful? Officer Singer disagrees. She sent me an owl telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards. She berated me for not keeping a closer eye on you. And she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade for the near future.
But Mother!
My little gazelle, you are well-intentioned, but you must not meddle in the affairs of dangerous people.
If someone had meddled in Matabeleland, Father would still be with us.
I must get to class. Perhaps your friend can get you to listen to reason.
So frustrating. She never listens to me.
She called you her little gazelle. Is that a term of endearment where you're from?
It is specific to me. I am the unusual creature in Hogsmeade she mentioned. Self-transfiguration is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am gently discouraged from practicing it. However, I am an animagus. And it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the Highlands rather freely until now. Much to my mother's chagrin. That is how I managed to spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
That's cool.
How does it feel to transform into an animal?
Well, the first time it can be a bit unnerving. I felt a kind of searing pain and a strong double heartbeat. But it gets easier the more you do it. I no longer feel any pain, and I must say, I find a sense of comfort in the double heartbeat. And I love being able to view the world from a different perspective.
Can you choose what form your animagus will take?
Oh no, a person's animagus form is determined by their personality. My mother is convinced that my form is a gazelle because I adapt well to any situation. I believe it is because I can sense danger and keep my wits about me.
Were you born an animagus, or did you learn to become one?
Animagi are not born. The process is quite elaborate. It involves holding a mandrake leaf in one's mouth for an entire month, then placing the leaf in a crystal phial so that it is imbued with moonlight, then adding one of your own hairs. And that is just the beginning. Self-transfiguration is common among students at Wagadu, but Professor Weasley considers it much too dangerous to teach at Hogwarts.
So we're not going to become an animagus? That's a shame.
Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
It is. I love transforming, but Mother is less enthusiastic about it. She She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so prevalent.
True.
She claims that she has foreseen tragedy befall me in my gazelle form. But she has used her sight to control me too many times. I no longer believe it.
She's concerned for your safety. It may be best for you to stay away from Hogsmeade for now.
That may be safe, but I do not believe that it would be best. Do you? You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Ranrock were after you, but you did not. I choose to act as you have. I must deal with Rookwood and Harlow, not hide from them. My mother cannot know where I am all the time.
Yeah, but
And
also...
it's getting worse. If there is any chance that the relic from Slytherin's spellbook can help her, I must find it. I'm requesting your help. Meet me outside of Feldcroft, near the catacomb.
What are you up to now?
But we are, like, insanely OP, so... of course we're not afraid of Rookwood. We've killed how many trolls? We've killed hundreds of dark wizards and goblins. Killed a few... what are they called? Arachno tarantulas or whatever? So it's like, yeah, do you think we, like, yeah. He'd have to send an army to stop us.
Doing in the restricted section? I don't think you'd find answers to your exams. If I discover even a trace of dark magic, I'll take you straight out of school, and that is a promise.
You heard him.
Confringo!
Oh, I was hoping I'd destroy him. Wonder if you could destroy the Howlers before they finish.
I thought Professor Black would get rid of all the Muggle-born students. Too much.
Die!
Good thing Professor Weasley takes her role seriously, since Black clearly has no interest in his.
Damn pure blood sentiment, people.
Looks rather dark in there. Never stopped me before.
Indeed.
You're here. Good.
Sebastian, that relic you mentioned.
I believe one of Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them, so I must assume it's still here. As I mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it. For Anne. I need to see her.
I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered.
Have a look. Unfortunately, there's no name on it, but I suspect if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished.
Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I didn't, I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do.
I mean, I haven't seen him. Student report. The catacomb assignment yielded more than I'd imagined. Learning about our ancestors was illuminating. However, I stumbled upon something else I could not ignore. In an area behind the great room which had suffered decay amid the turned-over sarcophagi, I discovered an oddly shaped relic. Immediately, I sensed its power. I would be thrilled to study the relic further, if only the removal of objects were allowed.
I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb.
Oh yeah, we came here before, but I think that this was in the way. This was barring it.
Lumos.
Lumos. I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
Oh, we got spiders.
At least now we we know we're not alone in here.
Perhaps that was it. And the rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
Spiders aren't insects.
Don't start.
Yes! Was that a ravenclaw special line? I hope so.
Opening all of these is tempting.
We're here for a reason. I'd say opening them all is justified. This room is taller than it looks.
I love the way the webs move. I hate the webs, but they look really nice at the same time. Which way is progress? I'd say down is progress. Ah, I missed one.
Wingardium Leviosa. Leviosa.
Finding a chest in an inconspicuous loft. Brilliant.
Revelio.
Found small rugs. Well, at least it's all lit now.
Confringo. Crucio. Stupefy.
We've read the world of another spider. I shall sleep better tonight.
Me too.
Confringo.
Watch your step. I nearly slipped there. All this grass, it no longer feels like a tomb. I've read about catacombs that underwent expansion efforts and ran into problems, often cave-ins.
And then were abandoned.
Exactly. We'll be fine though.
This is nice having someone have a discussion with us. Rather than just us wandering around alone.
Revelio.
Maybe another thing they should have added was a robust companion system. So you always went out with someone. If you wanted to, I guess. Have it optional. Okay, I see you. Little fiend.
Now this is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
Bones outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd.
He's showing his sliverinness.
Revelio.
Let's get the spider first then.
Revelio. Confringo. Revelio.
Interesting. I foolishly mentioned the relic in my report and was reminded to leave it where it lay, but research must come before my fealty to the rulers. I sensed something about this relic. I was told that those chosen by English oak wands have powerful intuition. I believe it. Therefore, when no one was looking, I acted. I conjured 2 barricades to isolate the relic. Ancestors forgive me, but I used their very bones as the key. I plan to return to it, but first I must ready myself for our next assignment, learning the Imperious Curse. The spell is said to serve well against enemies.
What did you find?
I will, but I'm looking first.
We've made it this far, but clearly we have more to do.
Oh. Okay, this actually looks like progress. I think that might actually be the relic.
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced a space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades, I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperious Curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
Do you think the pages were left here on purpose?
Slytherin mentioned a student who excelled in charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have simply dropped them.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant. There's more to this than even I imagined. Look, bones stacked oddly on either side of this archway.
Leave no stone unturned. Or, in this case, no bone. Confringo!
If this archway's been barricaded, we can find a way through.
Here. We're in a tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory. Wingardium Leviosa.
That's lots of bone rattle.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
You've done it! I knew we'd get through. I felt it in my bones.
Nice.
Wait, is that progress then? What is this over here? Huh. I guess I'll come back, because Sebastian might come with us. And then there'll be some, like, dialogue. So, do I want to miss out on that? Like, is that optional? Do I have to go that way? Hopefully when we do this he doesn't just teleport us. He's not coming that way though, interesting. What is that up there? Does that reach there then?
Before we trudge on further, I've just realized something. The student's diary mentions the Imperious Curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
How do you know this?
Where did you learn the Imperious Curse?
I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've told you. It's not exactly something I can brag about, but it may come in handy. I think you ought to know it.
Shouldn't I know more about what the curse entails?
Remember the blasting curse? Same idea, except when it comes to unforgivable curses, your intention has to be clear. You have to mean it.
It's probably wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries. Focus your wand movement. It's not an easy spell to master. There we go. Something troubling ahead. Be on your guard.
Oh.
Revelio.
Is that for an Acumantula? Or Matriarch?
Confringo.
Another barricade. Considering how well you did on the last one, this should be a cinch.
How gracious of you.
I tried.
Oh, okay.
Wingardium Leviosa.
So you're lit up. So maybe I have to do them in order or something? So to open up this, I need to go with the one, like that one.
That worked. Keep going.
There's nothing else in here? I guess that one's been lit up now. So with this. now we need you. And you.
Wingardium Leviosa.
You are head and shoulders above these bones. Nicely done.
That takes us that way.
Confringo. Revelio.
I have a feeling like we're not going to be coming back this way. Right? So let's just do this.
Confringo.
Weird. Oh. Okay.
Lumos. Confringo. Lumos.
Move! Ah.
Lumos.
Would be nice if I could set it on fire. For some reason I can't.
Lumos. Lumos.
Actually, let's put that there. Because I almost, like, Wingardium Leviosa is just, like, automatic now.
Incendio. Lumos.
Like, why is that not set on fire? It's supposed to set on fire, right?
Lumos.
There we go.
Incendio. Lumos. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Rickety Bone Bridge complete. Accio.
Frog choir stand. Yes! Destroy them, my pretty! What from there?
Never knew spiders could make such a mess.
Bit dramatic, isn't it?
Can we just walk through this? Oh, we can.
Revelio.
Like, this is a cool area because you have little puzzles with a little spattering of combat rather than just combat all the time. Oh. Some free health pots, which is always nice.
Revelio.
This catacomb has suffered decay, just as the student's summary described.
I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time.
Okay, you ready, Sebastian?
I see why Slytherin's student was so entranced with this place.
Revelio.
Okay, that almost looked like a false wall. So they have things like put the matrix hide into the ground, but I have no idea how you do that. Wait, the head was in the ground. He just did it.
For a moment there, I thought that'd never end.
I'll use a mandrake. Oops. I could have done that one. I I have mandrakes ready.
Revelio.
I don't think there's any point in doing those challenges though, right? Maybe you get a bit more XP?
Confringo.
Dead end. Lovely. All that for nothing.
Hold on. Don't give up yet. Revelio.
The relics, no? The lost relic illustration. Okay. The relic contains abundant potential. Its possibilities could benefit not only wizard kind, but the world. But the dark sacrifice involved to realize its intent may be too great. Until we know more, please do not remove this relic.
Sebastian, the relic! Look!
Could it be?
The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
I have no idea. But we're here for the relic.
Maybe it requires a death to cure someone.
The note advises to leave the relic alone.
I assure you, we were meant to find this. For Anne's sake, I'm taking it. Let's get to Feldcroft. I must keep this relic secret, especially from my uncle.
Ominous.
Is that ominous?
Why can't we pick this up? I can't pick up the spider fang.
Ominous. The sounds we kept hearing. It was you.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you. Sebastian, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine. But Ominous knows. I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
Can I pick it up now? No. Yeah, so there was spooky sounds apparently from him wandering around. I didn't notice. She did say something about there being sounds, creepy sounds, because it's a tomb, but she was talking to herself. Maybe there was supposed to have been a line of dialogue from Sebastian, but the game didn't play it. I kind of agree with Ominous though. It says a dark sacrifice. What does it require? Like, magic doesn't... That's the thing about the magic in this world. It doesn't come from nothing. Like, you can't just magically make food out of nothing. Food is just teleported up from the kitchens to the Great Hall. Well, it seems like magic. It isn't really. Well, it is, but not in the way people would think. So what is the cost of this to cure Anne? Is Sebastian willing to lose his life to fix Anne? Probably. But would Anne forgive herself?
How much did you hear?
Everything. I was glad to hear you tell Sebastian to leave the relic. We need to stand together. Convince Sebastian this is wrong.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to. I need your help.
You're right. This seems far riskier than Sebastian realizes.
Good. We're agreed. We don't allow him to leave here with the relic.
I do
I'm not
think we should
fighting him.
talk to him, but I fear we won't stop him from taking the relic.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we negotiate. We allow Sebastian to leave with the relic under one condition. After this, no more.
I feel that's what we agreed to in the scriptorium. I'm being taken for a fool.
You're not, Ominous. This may be the only way to keep your friendship intact. Let's trust him to know what's best.
Fine. If I trust him on this, I'm trusting you too. The dark arts seem harmless until it's too late. Go then. Leave with the relic. I'll not say a word more. I hope I don't regret this.
Sebastian! We're ready.
What is it? I haven't changed my mind.
Ominous has. Let's go.
What? Ominous?
I'll explain on the way, come on.
Yeah, I hope all of us don't regret this. Especially Sebastian.
Well, what happened back there?
Ominous and I found a compromise.
Ominous simply needs a moment with you and he'll change his mind. Is that it?
I told him we ought to give you this chance, that the relic is too important to ignore.
There has to be more to it than that. Tell me.
We agreed on what was needed, Sebastian. You have my word.
Is he now getting jealous?
I never wanted to keep all this from Ominous. He just doesn't understand. And I didn't want to worry him all over again. As we were leaving, Ominous wouldn't even acknowledge me. That's not like him.
He was troubled, Sebastian. Even though we agreed to it all, it's been a lot to take in.
I thought he understood. He knew we couldn't give up. All of this is too important. For Anne.
You seem to be having a bit of trouble with your rope there, mate.
When we get to Feldcroft, I'd rather Anne not know what had to be done to get this relic. She thinks like Ominous. It'd only upset her.
Hey, we got snow in our hair. That's cool. I didn't notice that little detail. Uh-oh. What?
Oh no, this isn't good.
What is it?
Smoke, over there, by the
Yeah, can you not see? Haley, pay attention.
Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
Let's hurry.
I've been fighting since before you were born.
Okay, so let's... Apparently we need to use Bombardier. Oh. What? Flip the lawyers with Bombardier while they charge their magic. Oh!
Keep out of short reach!
Why?
You almost had a lucky shot!
Do not win here.
Bastion! Be careful! Mind!
We've got them. They'll retreat. We'll make them.
Lucky your soul! I'll kill you when I get down from here!
Oh.
Sebastian, you fool! Stop provoking!
Oh. Damn.
Boy! What have you done?
Saved my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt. Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
What did my uncle expect me to do? The Imperious curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
I agree.
You did what you had to do.
If I have to keep proving that to my uncle, I will. He cannot banish me from my own home. From my sister.
It might be best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit.
You may be right. Very well. Probably best if I get away from here for a while. I'll head back to Hogwarts.
I mean, I guess you could choose to do other things, like, Expelliarmus. Disarm the goblin. Or the Pulsar, push him away. I mean, there were other options he could have chosen, but... he did immediately go to the Dark Arts.
What was he thinking?
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow?
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne.
This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is. Sebastian is to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason. If I hear that either of you continues down this path, if either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately.
Imperio.
Why, Sebastian?
Ah. So Anne doesn't deserve to live? Better that she dies? Okay.
Did you speak with my uncle?
I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne.
Well, what did he say?
I'm afraid he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft, nor Anne.
I had to stop that goblin from killing my sister. He had no right to banish me from my own twin. If he thinks banishing me means I'm going to give up on Anne, he's sorely mistaken.
He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black.
Huh? That relic, dark magic or not, is the key to saving Anne. To reverse that curse. I will not lose Anne for good. I should send the crest to Anne. She'll know that we need to meet.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Nothing, just a thought. Now I'm more determined than ever to learn what power that relic has.
What did you mean you'd send Anne a crest so that she'd know to meet you?
We just lost our parents, and we were packing up to go and live with Solomon. We couldn't take everything. She was carefully organizing her prized possessions, a box of artifacts she'd collected to do with our family. Jewelry, cards, old photographs. She got to her favorite, a handmade crest, and without a second thought she handed it to me. This will keep you safe, she said. It holds no enchantment, but I've kept it with me since. That's how I can reach Anne. I'll get the crest to her with plans to meet.
Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle could intercept it. We'll be expelled.
Even if Ominous is upset with us, he has no love lost for his family. He'd use their connections to the headmaster if we needed his help.
I shall wait to hear from you then.
Thank you. I very much appreciate you standing by me through all of this. I'll send you an owl when I have news.
I mean, if the relic requires a sacrifice, and the uncle's being unreasonable, I think we've got our sacrifice lined up.